Daniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning into the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Tej Henley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. In addition to that, let me make sure I give a shout out to all of the bag chasers, right? Bag chasers is in the building, so on top of my game. I'm coming in through the ceiling. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for continuing to rock with me. I am very, very excited today because I said that I'm going to pivot and I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I know this is Hafiz week, but we have bigger fish to fry, so we're going to have to revisit Hafiz a little bit later on in the week. But in the meantime, Anton is continuing to blow out this whole space. I got so much in deliveries today. That's why I was a little bit late coming onto the live. And so many different furniture pieces, art pieces. I got all of my microphones delivered today. And so everything is going absolutely awesome inside of the creative space. I heard that Adidas dropped Kanye West today. So we're going to do a 2-part stream today. Okay. So the first stream, I want to deep dive into this Piers Morgan interview. Okay. Second part of the stream, I want to have a conversation with you guys about Adidas. So while we're breaking down this Piers Morgan interview, I am going to be setting up the live stream for you guys to be able to join a panel and have a conversation with me because I want to deep dive into the money aspect of what Adidas just did. So I'm going to break that down. We're going to go into it. We working all day today. Today we're pivoting. So Hafiz, God bless you. God threw you a lifeline today, but do not believe that I am done with you because I did timestamp the video where I've left off, where you and Pearl were having a conversation and you have not reached out to me on Instagram, at least to tell me, Anton, at least extend me the courtesy. I know you paying attention. At least to extend the courtesy and say, Anton, I'm not interested in having a conversation because I don't want you to absolutely destroy me on your platform or on my platform. And so, Hafiz, I will be revisiting you shortly. But in the meantime, so much to talk about Kanye West. So much to talk about. Listen, a couple different things I want to deep dive through today. I know it was some news. Man, I got so much content to go through today. this is why I created the content creation space, so that I can have no distractions. I don't have no kid, no wife, no nothing coming in, bothering me, slowing me down, asking me, Anton, can you take me out to dinner? Anton, can I buy some more stuff from Amazon? No, listen, I love my chick, I love my daughter, but absolutely am more focused on everything that excites me, which is bringing you this content, breaking it down, looking at it from a financial perspective. I am lit. I'm excited, and I'm very, very excited to be able to deep dive. And this is the reason why I make these capital investments, so that I can actually have these conversations with you. So before we get started, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Again, you make sure you tap into that Teach Pack, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. We always appreciate Teach Hanley for holding us down. New Teach Hanley commercials coming as soon as I get done with the content creation space. But in addition to that, bag chasers, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, okay? I have some crazy exclusive videos that is coming for you guys. As soon as we get this content creation space, we're going to revisit the whole conversation about building the business. I needed to put some stuff on hold so that I can focus on getting something done. You have no idea how busy I am. I got some flights to take this weekend. I got Patreon exclusive content coming this week. And then I got a new interview dropping. It's crazy. Listen. For the bag chasers, make sure you tap into the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the most recent videos of whatever it is that you watch as soon as you sign up. It is the cheapest price that I can possibly make it, and I cannot guarantee you that today's price is going to be tomorrow's price. I cannot guarantee you that today's price is going to be tomorrow's price. So again, we're going to do 2 different streams today. All right. The first stream is right now. We're going to have this conversation. I want to break down the Piers Morgan interview. The second stream, we're going to break down the whole concept behind Kanye West, what's happening with him, with Adidas. I want you guys to be able to jump on the panel. Give me your thoughts. Give me your mind, your insight as to what you think is going on. I'm going to give you mine. We're going to share ideas, and we're going to continue to win in every way, shape, and form. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all kicking it. Shout out to the Patreon gang. Again, that link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And we're going to just keep applying pressure. So hafiz, tomorrow, my child, tomorrow. So let's just dive straight into the Piers Morgan interview. And let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's waste no time today.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed for joining Piers Morgan Uncensored. My first question for you, I guess, is an obvious one. What do you hope to achieve from our conversation?
That right there, being uncensored. In American media, it's very censored. It feels like an episode of Black Mirror a lot of times. So
I have not watched this interview, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing it for the first time
myself. The point of no return, saying, hey, I know they're going to say whatever they want about me. And when I bring up the truth, they're going to say, you didn't get enough sleep. It's because of your health. They're going to call me names for my truth. But these experiences that I'm telling you about are factually things that I've went through and things that I refuse to keep going through and things that I'm not going to let my children go through and things that I'm not going to let my peers go through. No pun intended.
Well, look, we are most certainly uncensored.
Have Ye not evolved?
I want to give you the time and the platform to really explain yourself. Because
do we only champion the people that can be the court gestures and can be the clowns and the people that can make us laugh and dance? Are those the only people that we look at as our heroes, or is it the people that make the sacrifices? Because if you go back and do your research, right? Because I know it's going to be a lot of people that say, yeah, you fumbling. No. At the time, they called Malcolm X names. They identified in real time Martin Luther King as one of the worst people, and black people were against him. This is a fact. Y'all need to go back and read. I think it was, I forgot what his daughter, the book that wrote Malcolm X. And then in addition to that, research Martin Luther King's life and understand the people that were against him, right? Also, Muhammad Ali, at the time that he made the declarations and he was doing some of the most pivotal things that then changed the course of history, in my opinion, was not loved and liked by all people, including black people. So I believe that what we're witnessing right now, and I'm very, very thankful to be here to have this conversation, I think we witnessing history making. What you're going to see and what you're seeing today with Adidas and all of these different companies that's trying to cancel Kanye is that you're seeing what could quite possibly be an unlocking of the matrix, and that he's going to then transcend all of these companies, regardless of what they're trying to do in order to try to cancel them collectively, because there's nothing more powerful than them putting you back in your place. Let me just say this before we get on this interview. There's nothing more powerful than a group of companies that is trying to put you in your place and say, yo, who you think you talking to? Shut the F up. We don't really care about what it is that you stand for. Either you going to make us money and you going to dance the way we want you to dance, you're going to get this bag the way we want you to get it, or you going to go away. And so we at a pivotal time, because what Ye will do, if everything goes the way that I believe that it can go, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go, what could quite possibly happen is that Ye transcend all of what we think is the standard by which we have to live by, and the censorship that we are subjected to, in order to then raise himself above what we've been subjected to. He's going to give you the blueprint. But let me go ahead and continue. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I think that sometimes sound bites about people, perhaps taken out of context sometimes, can create a very distorted
I did. We're
view
going
of
to do
what
a
the
second
person
stream.
really thinks.
I did hear about Adidas.
What do you think, looking back over the last few weeks in particular, what do you think have been the biggest misconceptions about you?
Well, I think there's a left agenda to silence anyone that goes against the agenda. Let's go back to Trump running for office back in 2015. Everyone that was around me in my industry, in the entertainment industry, told me that my life would be over. I would be on the wrong side of history. I've even had threats to my life for wearing the Trump hat. And it even ended up in, destroying my family, and also making it where I have to raise my children differently, because I actually am a person that's classified as black. I classify myself as Jew, but a person that's classified that had been given that title in America as black, in America, that I'm supposed to stay in a block of a vote. You never heard the term white vote. So why is there a term black vote? How is that okay?
That's
it
fair.
sounds just as racist as a black drinking fountain. And my dad, called me and said, the thing that the left fear about Ye, or makes me the most dangerous, is I'm rich. And that's the point. Tupac told me back in the days, you had to get your money right, and then you go to war. So I'm going.
Wait, not only did Tupac say I got to get my... See, the song is it was on the Machiavelli album. He said, you got to get your money right, and then you go to war. He said, I got my money right, and now I'm ready for war. 21 gun salute, 21 gun. It's be the truest I ever wrote. It's called Against All Odds. Only much real motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. I heard he was light skin, cocky, with a Haitian accent. Jury fast calls, and he's known for flashing. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
The war, I don't have endless resources. I only have maybe honestly only maybe $120 million in my account. But what I'm not going to let happen is I'm not going to let my kids take over Yeezy someday and have a boardroom telling them what to do. And
he said, I only got 120 M's, which speaks to the money aspect of these conversations that we have on a regular basis, right? Your net worth is not substantiated by how much cash you have. It's what's classified as an asset. The companies that you hold, the real estate that you may buy, the material things that you can then trade in for resources and money. Your net worth is what substantiates you as a billionaire, a millionaire, a 100,000-aire, a dollar millionaire. He said, and listen, I love this interview already, because he's already telling us exactly how much money he has in his account. Who's bold enough to say how much money they got in their account?
Talking behind their back. I'm not going to let that happen to my children. So I have to fight right now. And the other powerful icons in black music, when they were at the top of the game, they didn't fight at that point. They were too afraid of losing whatever they had. So by the time they wanted to make a difference, by the time Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC, he didn't have the Cosby Show at that time to be able to stand up when they wanted to literally throw him in jail, you know, where they actually did throw him in jail. So people have to understand just the bravery.
Ye Unlocked is a gem. We are witnessing history, and I'm telling you guys, mark this day, mark this moment. We are witnessing history in the making in Ye. I am very, very excited. This is going to be one of the best days of my life.
There's so many people everywhere. I know everyone can relate to being afraid to say what you're going to feel because you feel like you're going to...
Setting up the second interview now, y'all.
You're going to lose something. So whether you agree with me or not, I believe people are going to feel the fact that someone is brave enough to say something.
Facts.
Every day I do 5 things that people have been historically killed for. Every day. And it's just, I want to prove, first of all, I am Jew also. The 12 lost tribes of Hebrew. Do the math. Do your research on it. We have got our culture ripped from us and then told we were just simply void of color, which is another definition for black. But if we knew we were a culture and knew we were a people, the way the Jewish people know, then we wouldn't abort ourselves. We wouldn't shoot each other dead in the streets and then rap about it.
Chris Hutchinson, thank you for the first super chat, says Kanye has 5% of his net worth liquid in cash, not in securities. He is within guidelines. And what's expected for someone like him? I think 12% is the max. I think that the 120 million of his net worth, it depends on how it is that you calculate his net worth. I would never have that amount of cash regardless of. I think that the rules change once you hit a certain threshold. But we can talk about it on a second stream that I'm setting up. It's going to be beautiful.
Wouldn't brag about having sex with each other's wives. We would keep our families together and we would do business together.
I'm excited for it too, bottom line business. I'm excited
most dangerous place for a black person in America.
Thank you, RP Nomad. I appreciate you.
In our mother's stomachs. Because 50% of black deaths a year.
His net worth, according to him, is over 11 billion. So maybe 1%, 1.5%. I don't know.
In America is abortion. Currently. I mean, I can keep going, but I want to make it, hey, boom, ask me questions, let's go.
I don't want to jump in too much. Because
yes, you do.
Here's what I honestly think. I think you have an extraordinary mind. You have a number of extraordinary talents.
Whenever you want to hear somebody come after you and try to kill you for what it is that they talk about, for what it is you're talking about, wait for them to give you a compliment first, because usually after they build you up to tear you down. They build you up to tear you down. Wait for them to give you a compliment. They're going to build you up to tear you down. All right?
You're a musical genius. You're a fascinating public figure. What has been interesting to me is to watch the furore which has erupted in the last few weeks.
I will be on Rumble within the next week. I got to get all of my life together. Shout out to y'all. I'm going to be extending this platform over to Rumble.
I'm just curious as to whether you think there is a line for free speech. I completely agree with you that there is a war against free speech, that people are
and you are part of the bad side
all the time, terrified of expressing honestly held opinions in case they get cancelled. I think we're living in a really...
Let me ask y'all a question also. Man, I'm almost can't wait. With Adidas canceling this contract, what do you think my collection goes into? I have over 250 pair of unworn Yeezys of all different 700s, 350s, everything. I got everything. I just secured, before Adidas dropped them, I just secured a pair of red Octobers. What do you think happens to my collection now? Do you still see gym shoes as an asset? We're going to continue that. Yeah.
Insidious era where liberals are behaving like fascists. So on that, you have absolutely my agreement. But my question for you is, do you believe there are limits to free speech? And if they are, what are they?
There are no limits to free speech. It's all context, right? Tarantino can write a movie about slavery where actually him and Jamie, they got the idea from me, because the idea for Django,
I knew this was
Jamie
coming.
Foxx and Quentin Tarantino as the video for Gold Digger, and then Tarantino turned it into a film. But in that film, he puts a context. He creates a context where Leonardo DiCaprio is allowed to use the word multiple times within that context. So Hollywood's job is to frame things, and they allow what context, what content is accepted and what's not. We have our thoughts. You know, everyone has thoughts and ideas, and then people try to manipulate your thoughts and ideas. In order for humanity to move forward, we have to be free to think and then to actualize. I like the word actualize better than execute. If you think about execute's a negative word, actualize to be more positive, except for the fact that it has the word act in it, and everyone's an actor, especially in Hollywood. I'm like top 5 writers in human history, so
Talk to him, yeah.
I really get into the power of words, and I feel very akin to Capote, Freud, Nikola Tesla, Da Vinci, Matisse, more Matisse than Picasso, more African cubism than Matisse. So I just do that. I throw out that kind of for the liberals. And that's the funny thing. It's like liberals
let me hold you up on that.
Me.
On Matisse, when you say you're more Matisse than Picasso, as somebody who's a fan of Matisse and Picasso, actually, I spent a lot of time in Saint-Tropez where they all used to paint together. Why do you say Matisse? What is it about Matisse that you feel an affinity with?
I feel like Drake is more Picasso and Ye is more Matisse. When we talked about, when me and Drake went to do the show last year for prison reform and to bring awareness to the incarceration of Larry Hoover, I sent him articles about the relationship of Matisse and Picasso and the need for these people. You need to have that. You know, I need to go into the bar and go to Starbucks. That's a form of a modern day bar, right? And just hear Drake's song playing back to back. And Drake needs to go into that same Starbucks just in a different city and see people wearing Yeezys. And it puts us both back into the studio. And, you know, God sets up these almost similar characters, these doppelgangers. It makes me really realize God has a sense of humor. Like, why is John Galliano and Mark Jacobs the exact same human being, just placed in a different place? Or why does God have it where Bernard Arnault cannot purchase Gucci, not even through the Chinese market? God does this to remind us that we are not God. Because when you take people like Elon Musk and Bernard Arnault and Trump or Jack Ma, Putin, you take these people in their own space.
Which
in their
Jack
own
Ma, for those of you that are not familiar, Jack Ma, if I'm not mistaken, was the founder of Alibaba, who then basically got canceled because he wasn't playing right with the not the federal government, with the Chinese government. And so they basically canceled him and made him play ball when he decided that he wanted to, you know, kind of have his own mind and do what it is that he wanted to do, and started to exert a little bit of, or wield a little bit of power. The Chinese government absolutely did a number on him, censored him, finding all of this other type of stuff. So let's continue.
You know, we can start to feel like gods on earth, but we are nothing in comparison to God. And we are here actually to love one another and to collaborate and to make the world a better place. There's, 1% of the world are placed in power, and 99% of the world are the audience. Yep, so that 1% of the world, this idea of a United Nations, this is the world that needs to come together. This is the world that, here's the obvious go-to. Biden doesn't listen to Elon Musk. The president of the United States does not have meetings with Elon Musk.
And which makes no sense whatsoever, right? Because you would always want to pick the brain and have the people around you. And Ye is absolutely right. I mean, I know this is like one long run-on sentence, and it seems like it's an incoherent statement, but the dude is absolutely right, and it's true. And that how can you not, as the supposedly, on paper, officially the richest man on earth, creating more jobs in the American economy, actually is the pioneer behind why you did the Build Back Better plan and the infrastructure deal as far as what you're doing in the first place. Because if it wasn't for Elon Musk spearheading the electrification of cars movement, which is then the main thing that speaks to all of these previous politicians, including Biden himself, dependency on foreign oil, which is one of the reasons why we invaded the majority of these countries anyway. We wasn't necessarily defending or invading a lot of these countries because we actually supported what it was that they did from a government perspective. We just couldn't say out loud, hey, we there for their oil. We there so that we can take over what's going over as far as their manufacturing of their oil and their lands, right? And so, but why wouldn't you meet with the most powerful man on earth? Ye is absolutely correct. And again, when you start to take what he says and you put it into context, it makes sense, but people are so trained and programmed to want to cancel somebody because they're only looking at the smaller picture and they're not looking at it from the bigger perspective. But I think that we are witnessing history in the making.
That is, hey, here, come get me. That's retarded. I know I'm not supposed to say that, Biden, but that's retarded, Biden. And it's,
this man is a genius. He is a legend.
And obviously, because I've been dealing with mental health, all this, I have the right to use whatever words that I like to use.
Well, that's interesting. So
ask another question.
Well, yeah, let me ask you on that. So you just said something very inflammatory about President Biden. It will, as you know, offend a lot of people, and it will particularly offend people who work in mental health. You say you should not use.
Why
a
are we
word
so
like
easily
retarded.
offended? That's
but
the
you
real
say
question
that
we should be
because you
answering
yourself have had mental health issues, that entitles you to use that kind of word as an insult. Now, I would say that's an arguable point.
I've had my issue is I've had mental health allegations.
So do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me. And I believe those things can drive anyone to a point of maximum exhaustion.
He seems very calm and cool.
But I also believe that I'm extremely brilliant and I'm here to make the world a better place. And I'm tired of the left media trying to pick on me. And y'all picked on me enough. And y'all finally touched the person that's not going to stand, that's not going to take it anymore. And that's part of the reason why.
Any person in their right mind, any company in their right mind, if they were smart, I know y'all scared of cancel culture, and we're going to get into this in the next stream. I'm setting it up now. I got to figure out what time, probably an hour and a half from now. Any company in their right mind should be begging, and I mean begging, Yeezy to be a supporter, to be a sponsor, to be a manufacturer, to be a distributor, and to align and partner with that company. I'm telling you, this is the biggest opportunity for a small business or small businesses in history. This, not only does he have a great product that we all are going to still buy, and Adidas, their stock price is absolutely is tanking. Thank God I am not an investor in Adidas. But also on top of that, he has a whole, how do you say this? Half of a country based off of people that feel like they've been silenced and they're being trampled on by the left. He has a whole army for him, and people do not see the play. I believe that him getting out of this Adidas contract was a part of the ploy so that he can so he can really take off. But let's continue.
I'm on uncensored because what they'd like is for me to be quiet. Interesting thing about racism and cancel culture, it's kind of similar, right? Racism works on itself. I can go into the Gucci store at age 18 and I just assume that people think that I'm about to steal, so I buy more things. With cancel culture, when I brought Marilyn Manson on stage with me when he was dealing with allegations, my stepbrother Marilyn was canceling himself. So many people comment on my White Lives Matter t-shirt. There's people who are saying right there in Fashion Week, when are you going home? I'm so afraid. People thought I was going to cancel myself. I'm not going to cancel myself. I'm going to keep on delivering what I feel, because guess what? It's very split opinions, by the way.
He's a really good deep
to
thinker.
A black person that makes under $1 million a year, they really relate to the George Floyd comments and feel hurt that I would even bring it up and question the approach. They have multiple documentaries on the death of JFK. But we're just supposed to believe this one media outlet version that preyed on our trauma and our pain. And then if I talk to rich black people or white people, Jew or Catholic or atheist, they're really into the Jewish media comment because it affects their business interests.
Okay, well, look,
and it was really interesting.
Don't stop him now, Piers. Let him kick it.
On the two things you've mentioned.
Jesus.
The first one is what you said about George Floyd. And the reality of that, it's not a media interpretation of how he died, because the Hennepin County Chief Medical Examiner concluded that Floyd died from cardiopulmonary arrest. His heart stopped, complicated by the way the police restrained him and compressed his neck. Now, he also said there were other contributing conditions.
Wait.
Well, hang on, let me finish. There were other contributing conditions, narrowed arteries, high blood pressure, and fentanyl intoxication. But although these were significant
wait, let's stop there. Why are we only having a conversation based off, because Piers Morgan just highlighted the additional factors that may or may not have contributed, allegedly, to his death. And so why are we only leaning on one narrative in order to support an argument so that we can continue to be fake mad, fake woke, empower and support, not jail and not cancel, because nobody cancel Black Lives Matters. All of them chicks are still getting all of the media attention. First of all, it's an organization, from my perspective and in my opinion, that is not even about Black lives at all. It is championing everything else and everybody else. It is the same narrative and the same strategy in which a lot of us just figured it out early. It is the same strategy that they use with feminism. They got black women to get on board, and men, these simps, to get on board so that they can basically manufacture their own demise in the name of feminism, when it didn't even empower you. It actually killed and destroyed your own families and your households. And it's the same thing that's happening today with cancel culture, Black Lives Matters, and every single thing that we see happening in society today. They're making you fake mad and fake woke as though it's really affecting you, when in reality, the decimation of the middle class, the silencing of your voices, the go along, get along gang, and aligning yourself on principles and issues that don't have any bearing or does not help you whatsoever, distracting you from the real strategy is what I'm translating this to be. And this is what I believe totally also is what's really happening in society today. And so when we say go woke, go broke, we want you to really wake up in real life.
Said, and things that played a role in the death, they didn't directly cause the death. The cause of death was what that policeman did with his knee to George Floyd.
Person?
Well, why would a coroner lie?
What makes you believe that?
Why would a coroner lie?
Because he could get paid to lie. Because he could get paid to lie. Because he's
I
watched it.
I watched it for 8 minutes.
The majority of the press.
Right, but I watched it for 8 minutes.
Now tell me this: have you seen the Candace Owens
BLM
documentary?
I have watched some of that documentary.
Lies.
But here's what I would say to you: when you watch that,
listen. I know a liar when I see one. This is what a liar will do. They will quickly slightly answer the question, but don't give you a full answer so that it can be a white lie and they can wiggle themselves out of it and then they quickly change the subject. That is a lie. In my opinion, I don't believe that he watched it just based off of how he answered the question, because let's continue.
Video of George Floyd.
No, it's not a but. It's not. Well,
I haven't watched the whole thing.
I haven't watched the whole thing.
I know.
Okay,
I know what you said about. I know Candace.
I'm gonna finish. La la.
It's all right.
La.
You don't have to do that. I know what it means.
La 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 means be quiet and let me finish.
Right, but you did interrupt my question.
Right, so with the BLM.
Talk to him.
No,
yeah.
I wasn't finished. You're pressing agenda. You haven't seen the whole thing.
I don't have an agenda. I just read you what the coroner said.
The need to be right is strong in this one. The need to be right and push a narrative is strong in this one.
Have 20 different perspectives on how JFK died, but us as black people, not only can we only vote one way, we're not allowed to have any other perspectives, and that the area for George Floyd, where he passed, the murder rate is up 50%. And nothing, this is so-called movement, but it didn't move blacks anywhere.
Right, now listen.
So why is he interrupting?
I will say there are legitimate questions about the Black Lives Matter movement, no question. But on the specific point about how George Floyd died,
over that?
I don't think it's in question about what actually killed him. It was that police officer with his knee on his neck.
Well, it isn't question. It isn't question. I'm questioning it.
Well, you can
as
question
a black
it, but
person
what you're questioning is a coroner report.
Do you have friends that were killed by police officers? Do you have friends that were locked up?
Fair.
Do you have friends? Do you have people aborting half your race? No. So I am the black person with the black experience that's worth $11 billion and is the most influential person on the planet, and I am questioning it.
Okay.
I have a right to question it.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me with your accent that me as an American Jew black person.
Soldier for Christ, we are at war says, I am convinced that Piers' show is labeled as uncensored solely to gain a right-leaning audience while he pushes self-censorship of speech. I don't agree with Piers Morgan on majority of what he says, especially with regard to a lot of the recent interviews that he's had. I mean, I don't really understand how he's gotten a lot of these interviews, but let's continue. Thank you for the super chat, my friend.
I cannot question that death and question the means behind that was put on camera.
I'm not saying you
to
can't
traumatize.
Why is he continue to interrupt him?
La 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 means let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not finished talking, so I cannot see, because you distract my thoughts and then you try to make me look like a crazy person, and you feel you have the right to cut me off, and I've proven you guys don't want it with me. This is like Terminator 20. You've never seen this before. You've never seen this before, so I want no one to play with me. Mm-hmm. I have the right to question because that videotape was used to traumatize my people and force us into the Democratic vote. Hey, George Soros, you're a real competitor. I respect you. I'm worth more money than you, and I have more influence than you, and have, Piers Morgan from a different country saying, well,
do we need to do the Lex Friedman interview tomorrow?
English accent, because that would be racist. I'm funny, by the way.
That's fine. I know you can do that. As I said to you, the show is uncensored, yay. You can say what the hell you like, right? But that doesn't mean I can't pick you up on a few things.
Ray Midnight said, this interview Renier has been legendary and very informative. Take notes on what it's like to be totally free. Period. Shout out to Ray Midnight. I appreciate you, big dog.
Right? You accept that?
I accept that, but you tried to say it is unquestionable because this one Dr. Fauci said this. I know it wasn't Dr. Fauci, but I'm just giving an example where we hear from even Google. Like, people feel like, if you Google it, it's factual. There's so much non-factual information about me on Google, but then I still believe Google. And people pay to get certain information to the top of Google. But this is good. This
Friggin'
is keep
algorithm,
going. Where
boy.
you want to go with it?
Here's
You
where
guys are
I
fun.
want to go. The civil rights lawyer Lee Merritt responded to what you said about George Floyd's death and said, while one cannot defame the dead, the family of George Floyd is considering suit, which they're now doing, as you know, they're suing you for $250 million, for Ye's false statements about the manner of his death, claiming Floyd died from fentanyl, not the brutality established criminally and civilly.
It's a money grab because if I remember correctly, shout out to Benny, says Piers finally met his match. Hey boy, yeah, yeah. Now think about it. It's a money grab because wasn't Ye the first person to donate $2 million? Regardless of how he felt and where he stood on the political aisle, wasn't Ye the first person and the only person to truly donate money to the family to ensure that the family was taken care of despite or with regard to what was happening as far as everybody thinking that it was a racist incident? Interesting. Kanye gave George's daughter $2 million in a trust. Wow. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Let's continue.
Floyd family's fight. So what is your response to that?
Well, anybody who loses a loved one, my heart goes out to them. Any race, my heart goes out to the pain of that. I have a theory about it. Now, this is not a fact. This is a feeling that I have. In the documentary, George Floyd's two roommates said that George kept saying, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. So for me, I'm a creative, right? I can like make a dinosaur out of a femur, right? So if I'm making a dinosaur out of a femur and I'm looking at a documentary that says George Floyd was telling his two roommates, they want a tall guy like me. And on the day of his death, he prayed for 8 minutes. They said he prayed longer than he ever prayed. What do you think, me as a creative mind, the beautiful mind, right, the sensitive mind, what do you think I feel could have happened in that situation?
All right, well, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I would say that because of your brilliant, beautiful, creative mind, as you put it, and I don't dispute that at all, you've got an extraordinary mind. And I can see that in the way that you conduct interviews. You go off on very long tangents, but they're sort of fascinating. I find it fascinating to listen to you. I'm not saying you don't have a right to question.
Sort of, quite. Yeah. These are like Capote-level fascinating tangents.
No, they're not. They're not. I'm just saying it's a way you
Ye has no problem bigging himself up at all. Ye like, listen, bro, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I am a genius out here in these streets. Shout out to Ye for recognizing his worth. I seen Charlemagne this morning talking about the Adidas deal, and I think that he was absolutely wrong. Kanye West is a legend. You can see the hate and the jealousy from Charlemagne. But let's continue. My dog, Trav, says, I support Ye and Anton. Let's get it. Let's get it, family. Let's do it.
Yourself, and I think that's very interesting.
What do you mean? Or not? Why is it? Oh, it's not Capote level.
Actually, I
can't
think
be Capote level.
If you
Almadai 78 said, isn't this the same family that has not bothered to collect his things from the roommates or get his car out from the impound? I'm going to have to leave that alone because, listen, if that is the case, and I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but listen, Almadai 78, I believe you. If this is the same family that stands on that, we all know what's really happening out here in these streets. Everybody getting rich, right?
Sort of.
If you would like me to compare you to Truman Capote, I am happy to do that, Ye. If you want to be known as the new Capote, okay. I'm with you, okay? I'm not going to question your talent. Your talent, to me, is completely unquestionable, right? When you question that...
Answer the question about the femur to the dinosaur.
No, I'm going to ask you a different question.
Situation.
I'm just going to ask you this. What?
No, you're not. You're gonna. No, I didn't finish my question.
Well, hang on. You can't tell me.
Answer my question.
You can't
first.
tell me what questions to ask you. You accept that I'm the interviewer.
To answer my question. No, I said answer my question. No, I'm interviewing you too.
Well, you can't interview me. It's my interview.
You're Bono. I'm interviewing you too. See, that's the way we rap.
Let me just,
you know what I'm saying?
no, let me just put this to you.
So no.
Hang on.
You're trying to avoid
no.
I'm,
to put quite a phrase.
You're
interrupting me now.
I'm going to get back to it.
All right, you can, but let me ask you
Because you haven't answered my question.
Here's my question for you, which you haven't answered.
No, I'm not. Don't answer my question with a question. I'm not answering anything to you.
I'm going back to my original question in a way, which is simply this. I'm not saying you don't have a right to question how George Floyd died, but given the world watched that horrifying video of that policeman's knee on his neck, and given that is what the coroner said caused his death, albeit he had other underlying conditions, including fentanyl intoxication.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all actually believe that? Yay and Anton 2024. I'll take that ticket. I'll take that ticket. Shout out to you. Let's continue. Do y'all actually believe that it was the police officer's actions that actually caused the death of George Floyd, or do you think that it was the fentanyl in his system, or do you think it's a combination of both? Just a general idea. I just want to kind of get an idea of what y'all think inside of the chat. Let me know.
When the family see someone like you, who's hugely influential, you're known around the world, questioning how their loved one died, they find that very hurtful, which is why they're now suing you for it. And my question to you is,
they find it.
Do you understand?
They found it hurtful, and that's why they suing him. They found it hurtful, so now they're gonna come for $250 million. That makes sense. Okay. I thought it was just me.
The pain that sometimes your comments can cause, like this circumstance with George Floyd's family.
Now I'm going to ask you a question again. With my imagination, when you see in the documentary that George Floyd's two roommates said they want a tall guy like me, they want a tall guy like me.
He never seen the documentary,
He prayed extra long on the day of his passing. Where do you think that takes my beautiful mind?
I think it can take you to a place where you want to believe something which may not be true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying all the evidence points. I'm giving you an honest answer. My honest answer is I think that they wanted.
That wasn't honest. That was a political
my honest belief. My honest belief is that.
What do you guys do? People in the newsroom. What are they doing? They're like cringing right now.
Kay is on his head. P. Rothstein 216 say it's a little bit of both, but more of being on the drug, because if that was a sober person, more than likely he would have just been hurt, not deleted. Fair assessment. I see what y'all saying. A lot of y'all said both.
Now they're like, whoa.
No.
No, I'm done with Adidas. Ever since the Kanye deal, I got my last pair of let me show you. Let me see. What kind of Yeezys I got coming? I got my last pair of Yeezys coming. Hold on. Let me see what we working with here. My last pair of Yeezys I ordered. They should be shipped. Yo, Mama Stream is disgusting. Swap incentives. Yo, Mama Stream is disgusting. Now what? Orders. Let's see. These are my last pair. I ordered them on October 22nd. Yep, that's my last pair right there. That's it. So, look like I'm about to move a lot of these pairs of Adidas. Let's continue.
Never experienced this before. We
I'm
never experienced
not cringing.
a black entertainer that won't be threatened by the media to back down from his opinion.
Yeah, I think you mistake me. You mistake me for somebody who's going to be like the others. I have a show called Uncensored for a reason. I'm giving you...
You don't have to be combative just for the sake of being combative. Reginald Green says excitement of the whole situation induced the process. He was saying he couldn't breathe long before they ever placed him on the ground. Y'all about to make me re-dive into the George Floyd video. Let me put that on the list.
a platform for a reason.
But you're pressing an agenda.
No, I'm not. You're perfectly entitled to your opinions.
Your agenda.
But do you accept
you're lying now?
Do you accept you may not always be right?
I just called you a liar. How does that make you
That's
feel?
fine if you think I'm a liar. That's fine.
Look at Ye, he trolling. Ye is trolling.
No, you're a liar. You're pressing the agenda of the pain and trauma economy that is pressed on my people by the left.
Actually, the trauma I think that was implemented to George Floyd was from a vile.
How is Piers any different than any other media person?
Who need him to his death?
I'm just curious.
And I agree with the coroner's findings because I don't see any reason why the coroner would invent that. So that's my belief. If you want to challenge that and you don't believe it, that's entirely your right.
I have a question. Who do you think are the biggest vile white racist? The media.
You think the media is racist?
What? Please, next question. Please don't.
Oh my gosh. I think the media is, I don't know if I could say that the media is racist. The only reason I could say that is because I don't believe that the media has the best interest of anybody except for a specific agenda, not based off of race. Now, if you want to say that agenda is based off of who's who in the media or who's controlling the media, that's a completely different conversation. But I'm not sure that you can say that the media is racist. I would say that they have an agenda or they bias, especially when it comes to the alphabet community, but that's a completely different conversation. But the way he set up was pretty funny.
Ask me any retarded questions.
Okay, let me go to the next furore, which has been around you in the last couple of weeks, which is your attacks.
Is that British for theory? Is that British for theory?
Yo, Ye is literally trolling,
bro. Is that British for theory?
You actually have quite a good British accent. That's quite good. Let me ask you, if I can, about the allegations that you have made anti-Semitic comments. And in particular, when you said on Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going Defcon 3 on Jewish people. Now, many people who are Jewish
make sure y'all hit
that deeply offensive.
Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Also, stream is set up right now. Stream is set up right now for the next live stream that we're going to do at 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern. We rocking out all day today. 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about Kanye West and Adidas canceling the deal. I'm getting all of y'all up on the panel. We're only going to do 3 people at a time. 4, maybe 4. I'll do 4 people at a time on the panel. I want to get as many opinions as I possibly can about whether or not you think that this was a strategy for Kanye West to get out of his deals. What do you think is going to happen next? Adidas stock nose diving, and we're going to do the whole 9 yards. It's going to be a phenomenal day, y'all. Let's get it popping. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We cooking up every single day, and we are never going to stop hitting y'all with the truth. Shout out to P. Rothstein. He says Ye's exposing too much, and they're gonna cut his money because they think and feel and believe that black people are controlled by their money, but they are sadly mistaken. He's going to bring down the whole operation. Woo, that's a lot. That's a lot. Ennis Lobby says I'm at work and Ye has me busting out laughing. Ye is out here. You're the troll master. Real talk. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the platform. Shout out to everybody that continues to contribute to the super chats. Let's continue.
They wanted to know what did you mean by going Defcon 3 on Jewish people? Because Defcon 3, as you know, is a heightened state of awareness for military action. So what did you mean by that? Here's your chance to clarify what you meant by Defcon 3 on Jewish people.
Well, thank you for allowing me to say what I meant due to the fact that I was blocked by Jewish people after I said that. So I wasn't actually allowed to say what I was about to say. But what I was going to say is I was going to talk about all of the contracts, all of the misdealings that I dealt with as an entertainer. Being that I'm an entertainer, I've
get the likes up, y'all.
So many times by Jewish businessmen. And the reason why I say people, if a black man is caught in the car with drugs or a gun, and there's 3 other black guys in the car with him, guess what? They're all going to jail. So the reason why I say people is,
That is a fact.
I want those businessmen's wives and fathers, mothers, grandmothers, and kids to ask them, why is Ye so mad at us?
Soldier for Christ, we are at war, says the amount of fentanyl in the system was twice a lethal dose, and that knee on his neck and shoulder was the COPA training manual to me equals not guilty. Wow, I like what y'all got going on in here. Y'all know what's happening.
Because they're taking money out of my children's mouths and putting it into their children's mouths.
Facts.
I'll give you this parallel and this analogy. If you take, I just talked to Irina Shayk, right? And if you look at a picture of her at age 14, this person is beautiful, like one of the most beautiful people that God has ever created, right? And if any man did her wrong at a young age, she would get to the point where maybe she would actually hate men. You've heard that terminology, right? So I'm at a point where I'm frustrated. I have the right to my anger, and I'm saying that people need to fix it. I'm not going to fix what I feel until what I'm feeling is fixed.
Okay, can I respond?
You're not just going to shut me up and say...
No, I'm not going to shut you up.
He said, I'm not going to stop feeling what I feel until my feeling is fixed. Ye playing bully ball right here. Is Ye the only chance that we have as consumers, individuals, or people that have a certain belief and don't want censorship and also want to break out from the ways and the woes in which we're being controlled by not only the media, but these large companies? Is Ye really our only hope because he's really one of the only ones that have a significant platform or a significant amount of money or visibility and fame to where he can actually have these conversations? Is Ye really our only saving hope? Because what I see from a lot of these other people that have gotten rich off the system, and that is essentially the slave catchers, what I call them, and I did a show last week when I called them the slave catchers. When you look at these people, and this is my opinion of people like Diddy, right? And Russell Simmons and Leo Cohen and the people over at Disney and all of these people that continue to keep y'all mind fucked so that y'all can do the thing that's not in your best interest. Is Ye our only hope as far as somebody that's willing to stand up against a system that obviously is playing a role in our demise? And y'all hate him for it too.
Can I respond to what you just said? My problem with what you've said, I'll be straight with you, is that if I, as a white man, posted tomorrow on my Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going Defcon 3 on black people, what would you think?
Jew.
No, if I said black people, what would you think? If that was what I posted.
Well, did you accept that black people, you accepted that black people are Jew? Or
I'll come to that in a moment. On the specific, though, if I simply said, in other words, all black people was the implication of what I said, I would get rightly cancelled. I would get rightly vilified and abused.
See, and that's the issue, because he's trying to justify the cancellation of Ye and whoever else that's come along that they don't necessarily like. And when I say they, I'm talking about the media. He's trying to justify the cancellation of them by saying rightly canceled. No, cancel culture is bad, is toxic in itself. We should never cancel somebody because we don't necessarily care for what they say, especially if they didn't do anything illegal. You can't rightly cancel somebody. That is insane. So collectively, a bunch of different companies get together and say, we're going to stop his money. We're going to stop him from being able to be visible. We got a monopoly on whether or not they have a voice and so on and so forth. And you telling me that that's right? No, you can't rightly cancel somebody.
Respect would be outraged by a white person saying such a thing, because you wouldn't make any distinction about whether I was talking about certain black business people I'd fallen out with or whatever. You would think I was judging an entire populace by the color of their skin. You are, by saying Jewish people, on Jewish people, you're not saying Jewish businessmen, accountants, whatever, that you've had a problem with. You're basically saying in that statement, all Jewish people, which is why it caused such offense. And I'm curious whether you, even as you wrote those words, understood what Jewish people actually would feel when you said that, and didn't make any specific references to any individuals.
Maybe they would feel how all my people have felt. Maybe they would feel the pain.
They don't give a flying
when
F.
a black artist looks up and they've completely been raped.
He don't care. He don't care nothing about none of this.
5 Jewish businesses.
Sorry, it was those
and
cops training
multiple
manual.
accounts.
Why does the fact that they're Jewish have anything to do with it?
Maybe they would feel like that.
But why would you say
it just so happens they are?
Well, okay, but why categorize them according to their religious faith, their ethnicity? Why would you do that? Why can't you just describe them as business?
This should be an interesting breakdown of what this answer is. I'm curious because I have my own opinion. P. Rothstein 216 says, he is not our only hope. He is our last hope. Wow, that's pretty deep. Last name first says, I respect Ye crazy ass. Dude has a heart bigger than Texas. We got to love Ye. Listen, we don't always agree with everything that anybody says. I don't agree with everything that my mother says, but it doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge the how necessary she is in order to make sure that certain things get done. Shout out to Ye. We love Ye.
People that you've dealt with.
I'm gonna check out the
fine,
Lex Friedman interview
by
tomorrow.
saying Jewish people, these constant.
I think you know what I think y'all doing. I think y'all trying to save Hafiz. I think y'all trying to save Hafiz by saying Anton, Lex Friedman tomorrow, whatever. Are y'all secret Hafiz fans? I'm curious. Are y'all secret Hafiz fans by trying to save Hafiz by saying that we need to give Hafiz an additional reprieve from what it was that he said in order to be able to review Ye tomorrow? All right. I see y'all. Y'all playing chess at least. At least y'all playing chess this time and y'all ain't playing checkers. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Ye against Jewish people. Many people find that
they
just find
trying to save Hafiz.
I think it's a tirade.
Where's the tirade? That was a tweet. It was a tweet.
It's not just a tweet.
And you asked me to explain it. And have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain. You don't want to feel my pain.
Oh, no, hang
you don't
on.
hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about. I'm not a Karen
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you.
He told him he being a Karen. Look at he laughing. He don't look crazy to me. Soldier for Christ says Hafiz be acting like a Pharisee.
On what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments. And I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
All right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, and thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
It's not a better place.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going Defcon for Jewish people. That's racism.
It's not.
It is.
I thought you had a platform where I could explain how I felt. You don't care about how I feel. You just want to shut me up. You don't want me to say out loud what my people have been going through.
I do.
Or do you?
I do. I'm very happy to do that.
So what have my people have been going through? What led me to that point?
My point is,
what led me, a person, a successful, influential, extremely attractive person to
I know he was going to say that. I thought he was just going to say a successful black man or something like that. He said a successful, extremely, extremely, extremely attractive person. Shout out to Tristan Holt. Tristan Holt said the company's got on code and passed legislation on him using their economy, no voting, politics, or committees necessary. Where's our economy to make these kind of power moves? We don't. We don't have the ability to even be able to support each other, but we have an opportunity today, Tristan, in my opinion. We have an opportunity today to change that narrative by absolutely and positively supporting the person that we actually, if we truly support somebody, this is our one opportunity to show that we really, really don't stand for censorship at all. At all. Almanaz says, what are they feeling? P. Rothstein said, Hafiz is a lame and he doesn't deserve any more airtime or conversation flat out. I was liking cooking up on Hafiz. I thought that Hafiz was a phenomenal talking subject. If he keep going like this, then I might not even revisit Hafiz, but I still got him on my docket.
Get to that point.
I am not doubting for a moment that you will feel genuine pain about the racism against you and other black people in America. Not for 1 second would I deny that.
Racism by who?
Well, by anybody. I think any form of racism is wrong. Any form of racism is wrong.
I didn't say Defcon on anybody though.
You said Defcon 3 on Jewish people, specifically Jewish people. You didn't say any particular Jewish person. You said basically all of them. That is racism, Ye. And I think if you were honest with yourself, given the full...
That's not racism. That's not racism. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and subject myself to gaslighting. That is not racism. You're not going to insinuate what it is that you think you know based off of what you think I'm thinking. It's not racism. You're not going to put words in my mouth. You're not going to make your thoughts my thoughts. It's not racism. I'm not going for it. It's the victim Olympics. It's the victim of Olympics. I don't believe in censorship at all.
Out from this, you would think again about how you phrase that sentence. Because actually, you didn't mean all Jewish people.
Given the fallout. Do you
care about the hurt you cause Jewish people?
Talk to him, Ye. Talk to him, Ye. What fallout? What fallout? Because listen, let me tell you what a fallout is. Big Guy Journey says I'm pro Ye. Like you said, I don't have to agree with everything. Soldier for Christ says, here's a question. Why didn't Piers interrupt Jordan Peterson like he did Top G and Ye? Was it because JP is white and they aren't? Ooh, also, I'm right. Shout out to Soldier for Christ. That's white. My white soldier for Christ. Hafiz Lives Matters. Yo, what fallout? So are y'all telling me that Kanye West speaking his opinion on what happened to black people, because I thought it was cool. Listen, I thought we was in the era that it was cool to talk about what was really happening to black people. No, we not blackity black no more. So Kanye West speaking his thoughts on what he believes to be true against black people, right? Now is a fallout. What I deem as a fallout is a disaster or somebody actually suffering as a result of it. Y'all talking about emotional distress? Because I don't see nobody losing money except for Kanye right now. I don't see nobody's family or legacy being affected except for Kanye right now. And he calm and he cool as a cucumber, just chilling, having these conversations, regardless of the fact that his contracts got terminated. I think you're going to be all right. I think Ye going to be all right.
Wow.
Well, you were removed from social media.
Wait a second. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. Oh, I thought it was the same person.
He's American. I'm British.
So the thing is, I want to bring joy to the world. I'm a composer, right? And this is a symphony.
Make sure y'all prepare for the next live stream that's coming at 2 p.m. Eastern. Let's get it.
Life is a symphony. We have so many beautiful ideas.
Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications.
Anti-Semite has been a wall, a cloak that allows Jewish businessmen, boom, I'll only be the police officer that says, hey, this guy is going to jail. Are you happy?
Ooh, they tried to
I play
slow
by
me down.
rules that are not played by.
Hey, listen. I don't think y'all realize what just happened. Let me read some of these super chats. Says, where's his black wife, Candace Owens? Big Guy Journey says, I'm pro Ye. Like you said, I don't have to agree with everything. Tristan Holt says, the companies got on code and passed legislation on them using their company. Yo. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Do y'all realize what just tried to happen? Let me pause this for a minute and let me come back to the front of the congregation. Do y'all realize what almost just happened right there? Yo, they tried to stop my stream, but I put some things. Okay, so this happened late last week, okay? This same thing just happened last week. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This same thing happened last week. They shut my stream down when I was streaming a specific thing, right? Y'all gotta rock out. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I pivoted though because I got a little bit of extra technology that I instituted. I was able to. Listen. I might sell the technology for $99.99 to make sure that y'all don't get y'all stream shut down. I might have to sell y'all the technology to get y'all $99.99 until y'all don't get y'all stream shut down. We back. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen, from where we left off. Let's continue.
From my people, just for the sake of this conversation.
I don't want you playing by any.
So, that makes you happy, right?
I don't want you to say things just to make me happy.
That's what colonizers do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to colonize you.
That's what colonizers do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to colonize you. I'm not trying.
Listen, I'm a technology guy myself. I own my own web development company. I put my people to work. I said, hey, what can we do about this? Y'all don't know nothing about Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We gon' kill it all week long. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to censor you. All I'm saying to you is, when you use a phrase, like I'm going Defcon 3 on Jewish people.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Yes, I did.
We're past that. We're past that in a conversation.
We're not past it.
Did you hear what I just said?
We're not past it unless you're prepared. Are you happy
that I said I'll focus?
Let me explain what
Are you happy that I said?
What's the price of the brick? $99.99 on the new AntonDaniels.com. It will be available. If y'all not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. I heard what you
Whoa, brother, why are you talking over me?
Let me respond.
Y'all seen it. Did y'all seen it? Did y'all seen it? Did y'all see it? Did y'all see what literally just tried to happen to my stream? Oh, I'm good, yo. Anton is great, yo. Soldier for Christ says, we are at war. Shout out to Anton. My G, it was awesome to find a truly successful red pill content creator who's also a Christian. You are a rarity. Keep standing. I am here for my people. We are going to be rocking out all afternoon. Let's get it, family.
Yay. Chris.
Yay. I'm Piers. Let's respond. Let me respond, right? I'm simply saying what you've just said is not what you said on your Instagram post, and you know it. Right? If you have a problem with particular businessmen who happen to be Jewish, that is a concern for you.
And you know it.
So you talk about all Jewish people.
But brother, what is the point? Brother, do you want me to grow from the statement? I just told you, okay, I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me.
They say when he said a certain word, the stream went down. Don't worry about it. We rocking with it. We gonna keep it doing. I like what's happening here. It shows that I actually am moving in a certain direction. Look. They got my stream results already sent to me and in the email. They already done sent me my stream summary. I promise you they done already sent my stream summary. Nah. Ain't no stream summary. We still rocking over here at Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Let's continue.
To pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Yeah, here's how we grow. I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown? Have we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest
to
you
he keep calling
how
him
you
Chris
may
on
grow
purpose,
if you choose to grow this way. And you can.
Hey, why he keep calling him Chris, y'all? Is there something that I'm missing? Why does he keep calling him Chris? I'm just curious.
Ignore me. You can ignore me.
Piers.
Oh, Piers.
How much money are you
calling
worth?
him Piers.
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Did he just stun on him? He said, how much money are you worth, Chris? And then he switched it to Piers, and then he said, oh, that was the ultimate stunt, yo. Listen, black people been trying to do that for years. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Black people been trying to do that to white people for years and say, yo, how much money you worth? Imagine the richest black man in the United States of America. The richest black man in the United States of America is trolling. This is nuts. Listen, my father would be rolling over in his grave right now to see this right now because he never thought, that a black man would be elected president, but we all got bamboozled on that. Shout out to Barack Obama. But to see the richest black man in America trolling on TV and they're trying to shut him down and being canceled, is this not the dream of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King together combined? I'm just curious. Have we not seen the manifestation of greatness right here and it's trying to be torn down right before our very eyes?
Why do you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
You haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
I understand what you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. Of my tweet referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and people and my fellow creators.
Y'all gonna be so pissed when I'm on panels or I'm in these live streams in this content creation studio and people start over talking me and I say la la la, la la la, la la la. That's polite for saying shut the fuck up. I'm talking. I should have did that to Dark Lake last night. La la la. And then he threatened me. See, I've been being too nice to these people. Shout out to Soldier for Christ says Piers being disingenuous, so he calls him Chris. Ultimate troll.
But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
You tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think
make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm.
I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel we've grown. Do you feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is, do you now regret saying Defcon 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not.
You should be.
Absolutely not.
Why is he trying to bully him into you're not going to bully me into thinking the way that you want me to think. It says, could that stream summary was generated affect your overall stats, but will make your stats not reflect true numbers? I don't even really care. I don't even really care. Listen, we going to do what we do. I put some stuff into the thing. We going to do what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, you should be.
Absolutely not. Are the people, the Jewish businessmen that led me to that place, are they sorry for the way they've raped my
I don't know who you're talking about in particular, but I don't know why you keep having to say they're Jewish.
And by the way, you wouldn't...
What is the fact they're Jewish got to do with anything? Why do you keep doing that?
What do you mean? They're the Jewish businessmen that did that because
they're business
they
people.
are. That's what they did.
Why do you keep saying Jewish business people? Why do you keep using their religion, their ethnicity? Why do you keep doing that?
Let me update it then. Okay, so I'll say this. Would it be
interesting?
Would I have grown into the box you want me to go on if I say to specify the business people that have raped my people that just so happen to be Jewish?
I think by doing what you've just done, I find that I'm not even Jewish and I find that offensive. Why do you keep having to do that? I don't think you get it at all.
Come on. As much as he's went off in a way that he offended the top G, and Jordan Peterson and those individuals, are you telling me, Piers, that now you are sensitive when this is a show that's literally called Piers Morgan Uncensored? Come on, y'all. You can't be trolling me like this. Let's continue.
I don't think you understand the offense you're causing when you keep using their religious background, their ethnicity, as a stick to beat them with. Why would you do that?
So what are you more concerned about? Getting the richest black man of all time to kowtow? Because it's not going to happen.
I don't want you to kowtow. You can do what the hell you like. You can do what the hell you like. You're You're billionaire. You can do what the hell you want. This is the hero that we needed. I'm just saying to you that I don't think
it's not the hero that we thought that we wanted, but it's absolutely the hero that we needed. It's not the hero we thought we was gonna get. We thought we was gonna get a radical. We thought we was gonna get a revolutionary. We thought we was gonna get a lot of different things, and then we got Ye. I don't really know what the complaint is. I don't have one whatsoever. I'm absolutely positively ecstatic about what's happening in this interview. Listen, October 2022 has been the best month ever as far as content is concerned. Let's continue.
I quite understand. When you talk about... Okay, can I finish?
It's not Moti.
You're a multi-billionaire. Okay, well, congratulations. But that doesn't change the fact that when you insult the
Shout out
Jewish
to Jay
people
Ben,
and say
I
you're going
appreciate
Defcon 3 on the Jewish people, that is as racist as anything you say you've been through and any pain that you've experienced.
Wait a minute. I thought that racism, according to a lot of y'all, now correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. I thought that racism, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that racism was specifically only tied to, and this is y'all definition of it, so if y'all bothered by it, then y'all help me to understand. I thought that racism was specifically only for people that could exert power over other people. And y'all said black people didn't have no power, so black people couldn't be racist. Now all of a sudden that we got racism. Piers is exerting, we're going to have to come to a conclusion and we're going to have to get a true definition of what racism is before we start throwing that word around randomly, because then we're going to create a Me Too movement. Anybody can be labeled as anything if we just going to roll out like this. Don't you start acting like a Karen to us. Okay, let's continue.
Same thing. Racism is racism.
Uh-oh. I guess it's just
and
racism.
You know that, I think, don't you?
Look at
yeah,
that.
Obviously. That's why I said it.
So you said it knowing it's racist?
Yes. I fought fire with fire.
Okay.
I'm not here to get hosed down.
At least that's
honest.
honest.
A different type of freedom fighter.
That's honest. All right. You were racist because you knew it was racist, but you decided to do that because people have been racist to you. Is that your position?
Is this supposed to be a gotcha moment?
First of all, I can't. What is the beginning? Read the whole tweet. I'm sure you have it in front of it. Somebody in your office has it. Get him a coffee and a Ye tweet.
What do you want to know? The whole tweet?
I want you to read.
Uncle Tom said he was calling him Chris Wallace, another fake Fox News host who tried to censor Trump as well as every other conservative person. Yo, this is crazy. Read
it out loud, sir.
I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going Defcon 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda. That was the exact tweet.
I like reading that whole thing. I can't be anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. I work with Jewish people. Yo, watch this. Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Right. So you know how that sounds.
How many times have you heard that statement?
Of course. Of course.
Wait. Have we ever heard that term before? But the funny thing is, they are. I work with Dov Charney that got kicked out of his company out of American Apparel. I work with this guy every day. He's like my twin. He's one of my favorite people in the planet. And we work through that and we talk through it. And he says, "Yay, why are you so mad?" And I'm like, this is why I'm mad. This contract right here, what's gonna happen before I'm done, we're gonna open up all of the music industry contracts, all of the publishing deals, all of the athlete deals, all of the acting deals, all of the mortgages.
They don't like that, yeah.
All of the deals.
But that's fine. But yeah, that's all fine.
Business people who we went at.
That's all fine. You can do all.
But it
of course
has
you
to
can
start
do that.
somewhere.
Of course you can do all that.
So
When you do that,
it has to start somewhere.
I hope you won't be judged as a black business person doing it all the time. That people don't phrase it all the time by the color of your skin, but by your business acumen. Isn't that?
So what? Let me tell y'all why this is a disingenuous argument by Piers. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. In every way, shape, and form, every last person on this earth understands that has ever reached any level of success that success is not based off of just your business acumen, because if it was based off of business acumen, then there will be a lot of other people in place and not based off of who it is that likes you, right? I've preached this and I've emphasized this and I've coached people and I told people inside of the Patreon, make sure y'all tap in, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I told y'all for a long time that in order to be successful and in order to get to where you're supposed to be, especially in corporate America or in any business deal, people have to like you. The first rule of sales is that people buy things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. People buy things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. So it's very, very disheartening and disingenuous to know that a person that has probably ascended to the place that he's in corporate America and as a media personality and Piers Morgan, knowing that people do things because you have great relationships and because they like you, for him to then lead Kanye West down this path of trying to trip him up by saying that he hopes that they acknowledge him as based off of him being a great businessman. Come on. Really? How many of us have seen people in our careers bypass every single step and then ascend all the way up to the top of the food chain only because somebody was rocking with them or they was related to somebody that had their back? Come on, man. It's such a bad analogy and it's such a bad statement and it's a horrible gotcha moment. And it's disingenuous. It's disingenuous at best.
What you would like? Isn't that what equality actually means?
Of course I'll be judged by that, because when people come into power, people get judged. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that gets judged more than a straight white male.
That is a fact.
The straight white male
That is a
has
fact.
the least amount of a platform to even speak. A straight white male can't say, "My wife hurt me today," and because people will say, "Well, you're hurting women."
Listen. I said this and I had this conversation in the morning on Fight Club. And I said the person that is under attack the most, and listen, it's a lot of people that may not necessarily like it, but it's the truth. And the truth is the truth regardless of how you feel about it. The person that is under attack the most, the prototype that is under attack the most in this country, and I'm saying this as a black man, is a straight white male. If you are a straight white male, they are doing away with your kind every single day. Every day. If you are a double minority, if you are a woman and you're a black woman, and if you just so happen to be swinging that other way, you got all of the opportunity in the world. If you're a man and you're a black man and you just so happen to be swinging that other way, you have all the opportunity in the world. I am telling you that you can think how you want to think about it. I'm telling you that the prototype of what a man has largely been identified in yesteryear, they're doing away with it. And I can break it all the way down. I mean, we can talk about the feminization of men. We can talk about all of the programs and all of the college programs that incentivize women to go to the top of the food chain. even though in a lot of instances that's not even their natural state or their natural character, which is the reason why you got to incentivize them to do it instead of letting people naturally go to wherever it is that they belong. We can go through line by line by line by line, and I'm trying to tell you that there has been no prototype. Let me add one more adjective in there: masculine. You have never seen the term toxic femininity catch on. Straight white male that is masculine. If any of that exists within our society, it is largely going to be labeled as toxic masculinity. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. It's a fact.
White male can't say, hey, a black employee didn't come in to work on time, because then people will say you're racist. A straight white male can't speak on a homosexual person because they'll say you're homophobic.
Facts.
And so I empathize with the position of the straight white male. And part of the reason why I empathize with that position is because I know that I'm headed to that position. And what position that is? Top power position.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the top power position.
So, if you ever are a person that understands business, you understand politics, you understand anything. Let me give you all a little bit of piece of advice. Here, let me blow up my screen and then we're going to come back to this video. I'm going to give you all a piece of advice, all right? If you ever want to ascend to the top of any field, whether it be in corporate America, whether it be as a business owner, even in your own household, and this is what women don't understand, okay? Roll with me on this one. Hear me out, all right? Hear me out. Always aspire to be number 2 or number 3 because number 1, it comes with all of the bullets, all of the arrows. It comes with all of the issues, and you are going to be under attack. Never aspire to be more than number 2 or number 3 because number 1 is the one that takes all of the arrows. Number 2 and number 3 is the ones that replace them. Number 1 is the one that take all of the arrows. 2 and 3 are the ones that replace them and get all of the accolades. You can set the foundation. You can make the hard decisions. You can be the one that propels the company to success and fixes it, but it's going to be your predecessor that benefits as a result of it. I'm trying to tell you. Even when it comes to your household, it is going to be the woman. The man will sit there and put the whole house on his back. He goes out and he fights every single day. He grinds, he hustles, he pushes, he sets the foundation. And then when Mother's Day rolls around, it is a celebration. And when Father's Day rolls around, that motherfucker get a tie. When Mother's Day roll around, it's a celebration. It's an all-out celebration. When Father's Day rolls around, he will get a tie. Without him, the entire structure falls apart. They're going to say, listen. So listen. I built everything that I got from the ground up. Everything I got, I was the one out there in the streets, sales. I was the one that was largely surviving off of 2 to 3 hours of sleep for years. And that's not to take nothing away from my chick, but I always like to use real examples. You know what I hear on a regular basis? Well, if Rita hadn't held you down, where would you be? At the top of the fucking food chain. That's what I would be. I'm going to be great regardless. Now, did she assist me? She is a helpmeet, not the foundation behind whether or not a man is going to be successful. It is not a woman. It will never be a woman. There has never been a man that has reached the top of the food chain that has largely been dependent on a woman. But I'm telling you that they are tearing this whole infrastructure down. They're tearing it down. She is a helpmeet, which means that she assisted, but she was largely the beneficiary of my greatness. Let's be clear. I love Rita. I think that Rita is awesome. But I want you to understand that it's a hierarchy here. There is a hierarchy here. A man is the foundation. And if you want to look at any civilization, any country, any place in the world, the greatness of that is based off of whether or not their men are great. That is the truth. And when you tear down masculinity, you ultimately are tearing down yourself. You are pouring gasoline around your own house and you lighting a fire. I'm trying to tell you. When a woman comes into the fold, right? It does not mean that I can't take her ideas into consideration. It does not mean that I don't appreciate you. It does not mean that you are not a significant contributor, but I am going to be great no matter what. Don't ever try to take my credit and give it to nobody else. Ever. Ever. Never, ever. Okay? Let's continue. Let me get back into this. I'm telling you what's happening. I'm telling you what's happening in society. Real talk.
Where you get all the rocks thrown. And
Okay.
that's the thing. I have friends, right, that will
I'm going to preach it. I'm going to tell the truth.
You know, actually, that's the reason why I'm going to be a good leader someday, because I'm really empathetic.
Say why they
What
they can't emasculate, they terminate.
I call
Facts.
white people out on their stuff, because we're all people. We're actually only one species. And in order to, whether it's my friends texting me like, bro, you got to get in the gym. You're looking chubby in the photo. You know, it's like we have to hold each other accountable to what's actually happening. And it's so much is based on you did that tweet wrong. So what I will say is, I feel that my words demand more sensitivity for the frequency that I'm operating at and and the amount of people that I'm communicating to. And I take that responsibility right now. But I will also say everything happens for a reason, because if it had been perfectly worded in English, and because there's nothing whiter than English itself, right? I'm already not speaking in my mother tongue, right? So if I had perfectly worded it in the most sensitive way, then we wouldn't be here right now. Now we're opening up the conversation. Like I'm not allowed to say
That's
whether
true.
or not
That
I'm
is
running
absolutely
for
a fact.
office in 2024. But I tell you what, if the left, let's say the left would have never supported me anyway. And now I've got to call to attention, I am who you should support. The left did not allow Trump to be president. They treated him like he wasn't even the president. So
I think that Kanye is setting the template for, listen, Ray, as much as I want to agree with you, I'm going to have to say that you're wrong. This is not a race war. The race aspect of it is the distraction. This is a class war. This is not a race war. This is a class war. This is a class war, and it's a standard of power that's being maintained, and it's a reason for it. And if y'all don't wake up, and it's one of the reasons why I have the Millionaire Morning Show instead of the Black People Morning Show, because I'm trying to help you to understand that this is a class war. This is not a race war at all. JC says women don't need a man, but most couldn't get their own toilet paper during the pandemic. Benevolent dictator, hashtag. Shout out to JC. I appreciate you.
even then he won, he was losing half of the American people every day, and it divided the country. What I'm saying, whoever goes into office, for British media, for American media, we must support our leaders and not just run this hyper negative. You know what I will, and black people hate when I apologize for this. When I see people like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen talk down on the president, I'm like, wow, that kind of sounds like me. That kind of sounds like the telethon. I opened up this level of disrespect towards our leaders. And people were happy. And the left saw that and say, well, let's just have every celebrity do what Ye did at the telethon. So I take responsibility for that moment. And you know what?
So you can't sit here and tell me that Kanye West is not going to apologize for his behavior. You can't say that Kanye West is unwilling to apologize for his behavior. Let's continue.
I just want to give every Jewish person a big hug. Also, I'm envious of the Jewish people. I'm envious of how they don't abort their children. I'm envious of how they don't shoot each other in the streets and then rap about it. I'm envious of how their families stay together. I'm envious that they turn their phones off on Friday night and the family comes together. I'm envious of how they do the business together. And I want that for the darker Jews. I want that for the black people. I want that. We need that. God said we should remove the word want, right?
Okay.
We're going to have that.
Okay.
And this is the beginning of it.
But it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you are acknowledging, as you've just acknowledged that it was wrong to say what you said about President Bush when he said he doesn't care about black people, and that may have encouraged all this disrespect towards presidents since. I think it's an interesting point you made. It does seem to me, Ye, talking to you, that even if it's hard for you to admit this, that you do regret the wording of that tweet which caused all the problems, and you wouldn't phrase it that way again. Am I right?
I would tell my dad
He want to push this dude
dad,
into a box so bad, bro. He wants him to bow down and kiss the ring so bad, bro. Like, I don't really understand why that's so important. First of all, you just said that you're not even Jewish, Piers. You're not even Jewish, so why do you care? Why is it so important for Kanye to kiss the ring? We'll give you your companies back. We'll do business with you again. We'll let you have some money. We'll do a contract in which we're the ones that's going to benefit the most from whatever it is that we give you. We'll give you all that you can ever want and imagine, but I need you to kiss the ring. I need you to kiss the ring, Kanye. That's what I'm saying. I need you to kiss the ring. You need to remember your place, and you need to acknowledge where it is that you are and where you come from. Soldier for Christ says, no, Piers, it would be more accurate analogy is if you said you was going to go Defcon 3 on white people, on wild people, because Ye's statement was about his own people. Interesting. So basically you substantiating the argument that Ye is a black Jew. I don't know. I don't know all of the lineage talk or anything like that, but we definitely going to continue to get into the show.
Loved the White Lives Matter t-shirt because what audacity does a black man have to wear the exact same t-shirt that a white man could wear? You know, and my dad was a Black Panther. I mean, we have a water purification center. You know, he's like the original Steve Jobs. Right. He's the educated version of me, right? And he liked both of those things, but he said, you know, Ye, he even calls me Ye now. He's like, Ye, you've got to be more sophisticated with your wording. And that wording, like I said, I'm a bit sleepy. And it lacked the sophistication needed to be the true conductor that I am. Because it's the conductor's job to bring people together. And that was divisive, right, which is not who I want to be.
Right. So
so I'll tell you that. I'm not looking. And also, let me put out right now.
So it sounds like you agree with me. Do you agree with me then?
I want to talk. Okay, let me say that I'm just thinking right now what's on my heart is the idea for people who do actually have severe mental health issues. You know, the word retarded for, you know, there's parents that have children who actually are mentally ill, and that word is really offensive, right, to those people.
So why use it?
And just because I was feeling it's a couple reasons. Because people call me retarded. They treat me like I'm retarded. And so I embrace it. It's like you call somebody a so much, they say, I'm. You call somebody a bitch so much, they say, I'm a bitch. You call somebody a retarded so much, you say, I'm retarded. Like, I was exhausted, and I embraced the idea of having a serious mental health issue.
Do y'all think that that's a valid assessment in a general sense? Because I see the thing that I like about Ye is that Ye is very much self-reflective. And that he's willing to be open to the possibility that he's wrong. Shout out to my dog, Freezy. Freezy says, even Kanye isn't too big to admit when he's wrong. I love this guy. I absolutely love him too. He's just more introspective. Real talk. But then at the same time, let's talk about the idea that we've conditioned ourselves to actually think a certain type of way based off of how you've been labeled for a long time. Which is one of the reasons why a lot of y'all call yourselves the N-word, right? And even I use it sometimes in order to emphasize a point. Like, ew, who you talking to? Or you look at a chick and she'll be like, well, I'm that B. Or chicks refer to themselves and they have conversations and say, that's my B over there. Or B, you crazy. And it's just cool. Let's continue.
But Noah also, but Moses was basically on speed when he was doing what he did.
Let me ask you,
By the way,
look, out of interest,
yeah.
How much sleep do you get a night?
I'm not here to talk about how much sleep I get. Well, I don't owe you that.
You've literally just been talking about
how much sleep do you get a night?
I had about 5.5 hours last night, actually. Not very much. But you're the one that's raised this issue.
And I probably had the same.
Right. My question is only
I probably had the same, but
Soldier for Christ says, I'm just saying how Ye views himself. You can't be racist against yourself. Personally, I don't think Jew is a color, but a lineage with many colors. What is black people? Are black people Jews? How do we substantiate that? It's a question that I'm asking. I'm curious. What are black people? How will we define ourselves? Why do we call ourselves black? Why do we call Caucasian people white? How do you substantiate whether or not what is an Indian? Red? How come nobody else has a color? How come nobody else has a color by which they identify themselves? People say they're Asian. They say that they're Mexican, that they're Latino, they're Hispanic, they're Indian, Nigerian, so on and so forth. But for some reason, and I've always been curious about this, how do we identify ourselves based off of a color that's not even a true reflection of who we are? It's not even an accurate hue. This is white. This is black. How do we label ourselves based off of a color? How do we do that? I'm just curious.
Because you've been talking about you don't believe you have a mental illness. You think it's lack of sleep. So I think
I got to figure out something else to call myself. Because I'm bothered by that. But I don't want to be the prototypical, stereotypical, whatever it is that y'all labeling yourselves. I don't even like to label myself. I mean, I'm a human. But I need to find something else to be able to identify to where it still resonates with people to help them to understand what it is that I am. As though you can't look at me and already tell. Other than black, that can't be it, bro.
Obvious question to ask, well, how much sleep do you get? Are you constantly sleep deprived? Is that one of the reasons perhaps sometimes, as you say, you feel sleepy and you shoot from the hip?
Y'all said millionaire? I like that. Listen, don't call me black, call me a millionaire. I'm with that. Don't call me black, just call me Anton the Millionaire. From the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Tristan Holt says, black and white aren't nationalities. In law, black means civilly dead. That's a pretty good one. Adonis, 1909 said, Jews derived from Africa. Let's stop watering this down. The stories of Africa were rewritten into the stories of the Bible. Wake up. J. Hunter Lee, my dog, says, give me a second. What about original Aborigine? It's gotta be something smaller. It can't be that long. Everybody got 1 and 2 syllable labels. Just call me Anton the Millionaire. I'm with that. I'm with it. Just call me the Millionaire.
And you say stuff that maybe when you're rested, you wouldn't say it the same way. Would that be fair?
Tell me what's... Okay, no, it's not fair, because what's more important? The pain and the truth of what I'm talking about and what led me to...
White and black was created to dehumanize darker skinned people for the purposes of exploiting. Didn't start in the U.S., started in Europe in the 1600s. You know what's so funny? All of my cars are white. All of my cars are white.
That tweet or the tweet itself?
I think both can be true.
Because
the problem you have is, I think you've acknowledged.
You have one tweet.
I think you've acknowledged that the wording of the tweet was offensive.
Years.
Yes, I understand. But
my dog, Angry Man, can break it down, the history of black and white for you, Anton. I'm going to have to kick it with Angry Man about that. Maybe I'll do a live stream on Fight Club or something like that about race, and then let us all fight it out, and then start it off with Angry Man so that he can give us some insight and information on how it is that we're supposed to move as far as how we label ourselves or the history of it, because I'm not above acknowledging that I don't know everything. I know a lot of things. I don't know everything.
You know the damage it caused, and I
understand that was offensive.
And I think that you have accepted.
The damage
you probably shouldn't have phrased it that way.
You as a white person are so stuck on the idea that what I said was offensive, which is a very caring approach. You're not sticking on the fact. You have not unpacked what happened with those contracts.
A very caring approach.
But
don't
you
be
didn't
a
ask
Karen,
me another question
Piers.
about it. That means there's an agenda.
Absolutely not.
Inside of your platform.
I have repeatedly said to you that I'm sure I do not disbelieve that you've had contract business issues with various managers, accountants, and so on. My argument is that when you
just
do it,
me or other me's.
I'm sure many other artists in the music business. Yeah, of course.
You know why you're sure? Because you don't care to do the research because it doesn't affect you.
That's true.
It's because
that
you
is very, very
done
true.
Any research?
No. Yeah. Let me explain to you. I'm not doubting what you're saying.
You don't care.
I do care.
You don't care about me. You don't care about my people. I care about me. I care about my people. So it's for
that
me
is
to stand
true.
up.
You know, honestly, and I'm gonna be real with you. Most people that are on these platforms that are out here trying to cancel and all of this other type of stuff, Anton is not black. Anton is a millionaire. Talk to him, Cheryl. Talk to him. Anton ain't black. I'm a freaking millionaire. Soon to be a billionaire, and I'm going to buy the Pistons one day. You know, that is true. The one thing that I will say as a person that's not necessarily blackity black is the people that I see the most, having the most to say and is a part of the whole cancel mob and cancel culture. And even when I was seeing all of the protests and the burning up of buildings and the destroying of different neighborhoods so that they can go back to their neighborhoods and then you continue to live in a food desert, they wasn't even black. They were not black. This is a fact. And so I'm always trying to understand why people are always trying to clout chase and get involved in something that they don't even truly care about or believe in. Is it just something to do? Do they want to get a nice photo for Instagram? I've seen a lot of people during the protests, during the pandemic, they was out there trying to get Instagram photos. Literally, they was out there to get a flick up. Shout out to D Got Sauce. Says, couldn't wait to hear your take on this. You know, I'm going to break it down. We're going to do the other interview tomorrow, too. I heard he got another interview that's even better. I wrote it down in my notes. Let's continue. Let's cook, y'all.
God forbid I step on someone's toes while I'm at it.
It's not someone's toes. You stepped on the entire Jewish people's toes with a very deeply inflammatory tweet.
I wonder if white people ever say, you stepped on all white people's toes. See, he would never say that. He would never say you stepped on all white people's toes, which it makes it hypocritical, because if you can't speak the same way about everybody, you shouldn't speak that way about anybody. If you can't speak the same way about everybody, then you shouldn't speak that way about anybody. That's my stance.
Which I think you've now accepted. You shouldn't have phrased that way.
Yeah, it's Ye, no longer Kanye.
I think you
accepted
that, right?
Have you accepted that you've put no effort into understanding how I got there?
I don't think, honestly,
10 years from now.
Honestly, I don't think there is any...
You're going to apologize to me about this interview.
I'm not.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview within the next 10 years.
No, I'm not, because here's the thing.
Talk to him, yeah.
I don't doubt you've had...
It's very one-sided.
No, it's not.
It's very white-sided.
Oh, come on,
It's very one-sided. It's very like...
It's not white-sided. I'm not doubting you've had business issues. I'm saying the way to respond to that is not to go public to millions of people and say you're going Defcon free on Jewish people.
Millions of people
All right.
Millions of people have had Defcon 3 on their contracts.
Right.
Shout out to Jordan Landry. Says, Anton, the bag chasing billionaire. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. They can't stop the movement. They can't stop nothing that we got going on. We cooking up over here on this side, family.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Adidas deal did get terminated. We going right after this stream. We going right into the Adidas stream. 26 minutes
from now.
So now
what I think you should say, I think you should say to the Jewish people, I'm sorry for the offensive language I used in that tweet.
No.
I wouldn't do
He's
that
not
again.
gonna do it.
This is what I really meant. I think people would respect you if you said that.
No, they
wouldn't. I
wouldn't.
don't know why you can't just say
They
that.
would lose respect for him. The people that actually ride with him would lose respect for him. It's the same reason why we lost respect for Nori. When Nori removed that Drink Champs episode, we lost respect for Nori. We really know it was probably Revolt or it was Diddy or whatever like that because, you know, in my personal opinion, I believe that they the new slave catchers or they the old slave catchers that's been doing it for the last 30 to 40 years. We just now catching on to it. It's the reason why people lost respect for Nori, right? Because it's like, yo, you came in and you did what you did, and we thought that you was a real one because you was the one that broke the interview and broke the mold as far as what it was that we was putting out. And then you retracted it talking about, I apologize for not holding him accountable for the things that he was saying.
You know when I'll say it? When I sit down with the people who write out the contracts for the NBA and for the NFL and for professional music and for acting contracts. We need to go to the top lawyers, the top execs, the owners of the stadiums, the owners of the football teams, and the owners of the record labels. And we're going to put them all in one
start messing
room.
with people
and we're
money?
going to read let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's
but
contract.
why would any of that?
Let's read Aaron Donald's Hey, bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
Don't finish. I told you.
Woo! Oh my gosh. What am I witnessing right now? What am I witnessing right now? Ye is, yo, he on 10, yo. He is on 10. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. He said, hey, boy. Oh, now you offended Piers. Let's see how he responds to this. Now you piqued my interest. Now you piqued my interest.
Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool. Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence, boy. Okay, so are you going to allow me to...
Hey, he broken up in the inside. And the inside, he said, yo, I am absolutely aggravated at what it is that I'm hearing from you right now. He is pissed. He like, who is you talking to? Look at him. I don't think that Piers has ever been talked to like that before. You said you could say whatever you wanted to say, right? It's uncensored. Piers need to come on the Fight Club. Piers need to come on the Fight Club. Look at this dude. Oh man, I gotta keep it going, y'all.
Finish my sentence?
Yes. If you then answer my question.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell people when I would apologize for the tweet. This is what has to happen first.
Triggered Piers.
I need all of the top executives in Hollywood. I need the top executives at the NBA and at the NFL. We'll do those two sports specifically. And I want the top executives in music.
They say he was unlocked after his kids was born.
Dealing with like Spotify and Apple Music and Universal Music and all the top exec. Let's do like 5 top execs there. And I want to look at the top 10 earners, and
Hey,
each one of
Piers
those
ain't.
fields.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Piers ain't even. He ain't. He probably ain't hearing nothing Ye is talking about right now. Piers ain't hearing nothing Ye is talking about right now because I bet you he is on fire mad. I bet you he is on fire mad right now. Right now, Piers is like, who is this ninja on the neck?
Contracts openly. We want to compare and contrast the contracts. And then once we open that conversation, and we need to do it on a platform live with lawyers asking questions, and we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position,
that's clear. Interview adjourned. Love you.
Oh! Ye just walk away.
Okay, that's the end of the interview.
Oh, no, that is not the end of the interview.
I just get the feeling from you that you're obviously...
Did they get him back? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. They got him back. Oh, man, that would have been the most epic walk away that I've ever seen in my entire life. How did they get him back? I'm not even sure I want to watch anything else now. How did they get him back? All right, hold on. Wait. Let me see what's going on.
Complex character, brilliant in many ways, fascinating, like I say, compelling. You have a huge appeal to millions of people around the world. It just seems to me that occasionally your mouth gets you into trouble and that perhaps on reflection, sometimes you look back and wish you hadn't said things. Is that accurate?
Nah, not really. Because the things I say are on behalf of God. Like,
all right, no. Okay, let me timestamp this. All right? Let me timestamp this. Because we gonna go back and break this down. Maybe I'll do the second half tonight or tomorrow morning. So much to get through. I don't want to leave anything on the table on this one because I need to. And let me write this down. Yay. 2:56:04. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back at 2 p.m. All right, 2 p.m. We're going to dissect and break down. The live stream is already set, so go over to the live stream that we have. We're going to break down the Adidas deal. We're going to segment this out. I don't want this stream to be too long. I think that we need to really, really break this out because we're looking at history, and I think we need to break this down effectively, all right? So we're done cooking. No, we coming back to Hafiz. Hafiz is a special project for me. That's a special project. So I'm going to come back to Hafiz. Right now, Ye obviously is much more important. I got Hafiz timestamp too. But we definitely gonna come back to him. We timestamping this. I'm starting a brand new live stream. It'll be up. We're starting it in 18 minutes. I'm dropping the link and I'm pinning it to the top of the chat for anybody that wants to come up. I'm gonna have 4 people at a time come up and give me their opinion of what they thought or what they think about this whole Adidas deal. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk money. We're gonna definitely get down to the money on this Adidas deal being terminated. Biggest news from my perspective because I love this bag chaser conversation. I need y'all to do me a favor. Before you leave this stream today and head over into the other stream that we got on this same channel, the Millionaire Morning Show, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Turn on your notifications here. Let's do this. Turn on your notifications, and then we're going to head over into this next stream, and we about to get it popping, all right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, y'all. Do me one more favor before y'all get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. This is going to be a phenomenal day. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm rocking out with y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all over on the other stream. Peace.